smarter and wiser they get, well, guess what? Cat Smith, the older that she gets, the dumber that she gets. She just gets dumber and dumber. Girl, you even, Cat, first of all, let me just say this. I'm going to go ahead, let me go ahead and file charges against her before, and it doesn't matter if it gets followed up on before or after she leaves Kansas City. But let me go ahead and file those stalking charges against you within a court of law. That's first of all, girl. It is so sad that you are not smart enough. You are not smart enough, apparently. You claim that you're better than everybody, and you're this and you're that. You claim this, but yet you wasn't smart enough to take heed when Tiffany was murdered like that. Like that didn't give you sign to sign that perhaps you was doing wrong. That didn't spark anything for you. That's just like the video recording that I have of you and Tiffany drunk and high out of y'all mind, threatening to unalive me in Georgia, claiming that you could get away with it. The delusion runs deep. And so what made you think that you would get away with it? Because you're white? See what I'm saying? So you and you literally over there hanging with and kicking it with the people that told you the reason why Tiffany was murdered is because of bad karma. Cat, you're not smart. You are really not smart. Now, see, since you want to listen, you're going to get charges filed against you for coming over here to my uncle's house. You're going to get charges filed against you for calling my uncle. You're going to get charges filed against you for ringing the doorbell. That's a fact, girl. You didn't even have enough sense to walk away when you saw that there was clearly a ring bell, a door, a camera door. What the fuck? The ring camera. You wasn't even smart enough to walk away when you realized that. Are you kidding me, lady? Really? And you want to talk about cars and all of that stuff, girl? You getting ready to go to jail? I'll make sure of it. Listen. When back then I told you, I said we're gonna get you out of Kansas City, and that's exactly what happened, didn't it? And see, you couldn't just let leave well enough alone. You want to go around and talk crazy and continuously plot against me and be and really is be I don't know who's the mastermind and I don't care. All I know is that you, lady, are getting charges of stalking filed against you. And by the way, I want to say this. It's sad that Bum Dot got his children involved, his daughter involved in his stalking operation. That's just really sad. That's sad, man. And please don't bring up when my daughters uh told Cat to pull back up, because it's very different. It's very different because y'all have a literal stalking operation. My children would have never contacted you, Cat, and said, pull up, let's do this, if you had not been stalking my whole family for the past 10 plus year. Girl, you crazy? You must be really mentally ill, ain't you, Cat? I mean, really? Girl, they need to, you know what? They need to go ahead and put you somewhere where they can look after you. That is ridiculous. Are you kidding me? Watch how I drop these charges against you. Watch how I do that. Okay? It ain't going to be today. It ain't going to be today. But it's coming. It's coming. Absolutely ridiculous. And for what? And for why? Like, you just like jumping off of a bridge? You don't seem to appreciate life, Cat. I appreciate life. I don't work hard every day so that I can brag about it. I work hard every day for the security of my family. And you know what? It kind of you're literally you're supposed to be a Cancer. I don't believe you. I'd have to see your identification to find out your real date of birth, because I'm a Cancer too, and Cancers don't move that way. We are very serious about the security and the safety of our families. We don't move like that. So if you are a Cancer, you're like the polar opposite. Like, you represent everything negative about a Cancer woman. Cancer women don't leave their house to go pull up on somebody for the reasons that you did. I agree. I agree. You're right, Debbie Will's troll account. You're right. I do see that. I do see that it's gonna literally require for them to go to jail. But I'm not talking about just a restraining order. I'm talking about real federal charges going back to 2013 and getting worse in 2015 is what they're facing. That's a fact. That's a fact. And that will happen. And it's not even about threatening them. It's about letting them know that I'm not playing this game with them. Like, I'm like I've never been playing these games. It ain't just about that, but then also, just to let y'all know, there's over 150 reports filed against them just by me already. So I've already pressed charges against them for it. Just to let y'all know, I have done that. I have done that already, in 3 different states so far. Not in Missouri yet, but in 3 different states, 5 different counties. There are a plethora of police reports, as well as there will be another IC3 report that is going to be made today. When I have time, I'll go ahead and do that. So it has been reported. Now, I haven't been threatening. Every time they would do something and I would make contact with the police in Georgia, I would always file my own report right then and there against them, or I would call it in. So there's been reports filed. The question is, why haven't the police done anything about them yet? Like, they've clearly observed them. It's perplexing. I don't know. Maybe it was just the state of Georgia. I know they don't play that crap in Missouri. They don't. I know Missouri is, that's why I wanted to come home. Because in Georgia, I will tell you that they don't take it seriously. Like, it was even one time the officer walked up to me, and I'm not speaking negatively on the police because I want them on my side, right? But it was one time an officer walked up. This was when I lived in Decatur, and he was kind of chuckling about it. And he said, "Oh, you must have pissed your girlfriend." I was like, "What girlfriend?" I was like, "I'm not gay." And he thought it was kind of cute or funny, and it's not cute or funny. It needs to be taken seriously. And just recently, that has not been happening. You know how many women have been murdered in the state of Georgia by other women? So it does need to be taken seriously. Any kinds of threats of stalking and domestic violence, in particular by women, because there's been a lot of women that have murdered other women in the state of Georgia with restraining orders. What they do is they bond out. So this isn't about me. This is about a broken system. Okay? This is about the system being broken, period. And I do believe that this kind of long-term stalking does need to be taken more seriously. You know what I'm saying? Just FYI, I know there's been a lot of rumors. There was a report filed against Amanda when she did that. It was reported that same day, within that same day. I'll give y'all the police report number. Hold on, I still have it. So yeah, that was reported too. Somebody said that I didn't report it. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Hold on. I think it's in my other text messages. So yeah, I did report her on that. It's in my other text messages. Give me a second. The report number, I believe it's GP 2200900198. The officer that I reported it to was L. Spivey on November the 3rd of 2022, because they had me send them the video footage of Amanda, and I did send that to them. So they have it. They have it. And it was reported to the Gwinnett County Police Department. Hold on, let me see if let me show y'all real quick. I'll show it to y'all. Yep, exactly. I said the same thing. I was like, what the, let me show, I'll show y'all. I'll show you. Look at that. November the 3rd of 2022. That must be the report number right there. That was the report against Amanda Collins. See how it says submit evidence, video footage. Okay? Yep. So it's very strange, isn't it? Very strange how she was not arrested for that. I told him on the phone, I said, this girl is crazy. I said she goes online and stalks me every day with this dude named Lamar Will Sr. And she still was not picked up or arrested. That's a fact. So, I don't know. So anyway, that's all I have time for, y'all. I gotta go. Okay. Kat, you're going to jail too. You are. How dare you? And they literally will run around here like it ain't nothing. Like it ain't nothing. You're right about that. I do have a lawsuit, but you know what? I'm not the type of, if I found an attorney that would be willing to take that case, perhaps I would. But I'm honestly not the type of person that does the lawsuit thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't, I'm not, because you know what? I'm going to tell you something. Whatever God has in store for me, I know is good. That's all I know, is that God has good things in store for me. So however God is going to handle that situation is how it's been handled. And so far, the Gwinnett County Police did sort of do right by me, because they did help us get out of there. You know what I'm saying? Like 4 years later, what was it? 3 years later, they helped us get out of Georgia. But yeah, you're right about that. You know what I'm saying? But I just want justice. You know what I'm saying? Like, definitely Lamar, definitely Kat, definitely Amanda. All three of those characters need to be locked up, especially Kat. I still have some of the evidence against Kat with her stalking me. She needs to be institutionalized. Do y'all understand me? She is batshit crazy. Something is really wrong with her. But I also have the footage of her and Tiffany calling me. It's up on YouTube. That's when that sector started recording people and the phone calls. After I did that to Tiffany, she didn't know I was recording the whole phone conversation. She probably didn't care because she was drunk and high, her and Kat. They threatened to murder me. Well, Cat Tiffany did. Tiffany said we're gonna come down to Georgia and murder you, and we're gonna get away with it, is what she said. And so yeah. Yep, you're right about that. That's exactly what's been happening. It's been very malignant, very different from just, I mean, all forms of stalking is bad. Stalking and harassment is bad, but it was personal with Tiffany because Tiffany was angry at me because I wanted nothing to do with her. Why did me and Tiffany fall out? The straw that broke the camel's back was when she tried to get me to have sex she tried to get me to basically prostitute myself and have sex with somebody for drugs. This is the last time I ever saw Tiffany. The last time I ever saw Tiffany, she tried to get me to have sex with a drug dealer with her. She kept trying to drive me from place to place, and I was like, girl, what are you doing? She was tweaking. It was really weird. I was like, who are you? I couldn't believe it. Finally, I told her to take me home. Guess what she did? She did about 95 miles per hour on the highway. Angry, mad, and upset. But you know what? She got my ass back home to my mama's house. That was when my mother was still alive. That was years ago. All of our kids was at my mother's house. We made it home, and she had no choice but to take me home. I said, girl, I said, you need to take me back to the house. I said, you're tripping. And that was the end of the story. Me and her did not hang out after that, after she did that. Yeah. So, and this is what Tiffany and Kat have been doing ever since. Ever since. If they want to drop some documents, how about they find those documents where Tiffany was, where her children called police on her? And they'll say, oh, well, you're speaking ill on the dead. Yeah, but that's why y'all are stalking me. That's what started this. That's what started all the lies, all the rumors. That's why Cat is still hanging around with the bum so that he can stalk me, which is disgusting. So, but otherwise, all of the stress and pressure, I can promise you, look at Cat. Cat looks like she's dying. Literally, she looks horrible. Aside from that, all of the stress is on them. I don't feel stressed about it. I'm too blessed to be stressed, and I'm not worried about them. But at the end of the day, it does need to stop, and they do need to go to jail. Okay, so, and it's got to happen because they're very delusional. Tiffany told me that her and Kat could kill me and get away with it. I said, why? Because I unfriended you. I guess unfriending, a white supremacist white woman is you deserve to die if you unfriend them. And that's literally all I did was unfriended her. I didn't know Kat at all. I had never met any of Tiffany's other friends. So Kat lied about that for years. Which is, again, weird. But anyway, y'all, I gotta go. I'm hungry. I gotta go. Y'all have a good day. That's pretty much it. Just know that, Kat. Just know that, girl. You need to be locked up somewhere, whether or not it's in jail or an asylum. All right, and that's it, y'all. I gotta go. Bye.